Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It's Friday and not Saturday, but I got some stuff to do. Going to be out of town tomorrow, so we wanted to get this in. So it is Friday night, and we are ready to talk some fantasy football with you. What's going on with you today, Andy?
I'm finally ready to talk football on a Friday night. You got lucky that my whole family fell asleep, and I can be here.
Timing is everything. It's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, I got home a little too late to do it last night like we were going to try to do, but glad to be able to get it in. And last week was a rough one. Not for you, though. You picked all the right games. That was amazing. What a turnaround. But
we got to be fair. Like I told you on Tuesday that everybody else didn't get to hear, the only reason that I got the Cleveland-Cincinnati game right is because when I was messaging you who I was going to pick, I didn't know how to spell Cincinnati, so I picked Cleveland because I can spell that one.
Whatever it takes to get the win, it all works out. Holy shnikes. What's up, Jake Cruz? I see you out there. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it's tough. It seems like most of the losses that I did pick were all like 3 points and less losses. Like there were some close games this week. So tough to pick. But oh my God, the injuries.
Ooh. Well, we're good with Tannehill though. Like AJ Brown, he's just sat out practice. He's not out for the game. He's good to go.
You think he's gonna make it back?
Yep. I was just reading about it. Today's report. They just sat him out for like precautionary.
Oh, I really love to hear that because like what we were just talking and I was like, let's save it for the stream. I had a guy in my league offer me Aaron Rodgers for Mike Evans, and I did not take the trade, which seems like blasphemy all in itself. You got Rodgers putting up nothing but 40 burgers, and we are in a 6-point touchdown league for quarterbacks. It's like, that just seems like a no-brainer. And I think why I did it, I was just kind of capping on it because it was kind of a messed up thing. He put in a trade. He put in a trade with another guy, but the trade fell through because one of his guys was on IR, and that would have given him too many players on his league. So the trade went through, so nobody worried about it. But then the commissioner went back and said, well, since nobody vetoed the trade and it only fell through because of the IR thing, he went through and designated all the stuff and did the trade himself and pushed it through and gave it to him. So I went from playing this guy who was going to have Michael Thomas, and basically have no receiver, and there's no receivers left. It is a barren wasteland for receivers on our waivers. And
I'd lose my mind. If the commissioner went through and like changed stuff, like the system is there to prevent that kind of bias. If you didn't do the stuff right, you don't get to make the trade.
Exactly. And it's so crooked. This commissioner is so crooked. I'll never do it again. And like the only reason, like I said, I got suckered into it this time is because he's like, I knew he was kind of saving the spot for me, and I was like, I just didn't want to do it, but I wasn't going to do my league for the first time in like 18 years. So I was like, you know what? I won't be without football totally. But yeah, I kind of half-ass expected this kind of shit because whether it's poker or football or anything else, it's like everybody against me because that's good. Come after the champ. I'm ready for it. But yeah, it was ridiculous. So I went from basically a guaranteed win to getting smashed because he traded Mahomes for Devonte Adams and another stud. And yeah, I ended up just getting crushed. Wasn't pretty. I have to play Tannehill this week. My other quarter's on a bye. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I tried out some – dude, I was trying to put some stuff out in the air last week. I was telling Jake Cruz to play Tannehill over Murray because I have Tannehill and the Seahawks were playing Murray, so I was trying to get it out there in the universe for Murray to have a bad game. And it just didn't work out at all, dude. Murray just ran all over it. For actually, like the first quarter and a half, it looked like I was a genius and Murray wasn't going to do shit. But, yeah, they woke up and things real soft real fast.
Arizona drives me nuts as it is. Kenyon Drake is averaging like 2 yards a touch, a little over 2.2 or 2.3 yards a touch. Edmonds is averaging 10 plus yards every time he touches the ball. Why is Drake getting so many touches? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense to me.
It's like,
Edmonds is still getting like he's still getting points in the game because he's getting 70 yards in the passing game and 70 yards in the rushing game. So you still get points off him. I'm just like, man, just take Drake out.
Yeah. Believe me, you're not the only one. People are going nuts all across fantasy land. It's a ridiculous situation. It's almost like they paid him that money. They have to just ride with it and try to get the money out of him. It's a pain in the ass. And the Cardinals are just a pain in the ass, period. It doesn't matter if they're 1-13. They will bring their Super Bowl A game against the Seahawks. They always have. I went to the very first when we got our brand new stadium back when it was Call Stadium, the very first game in there, opening season, and it was the Cardinals Seahawks. And, we were just slated to be awesome that year, and they just waxed us. Our own opening game in our opening stadium, brand new stadium, the Cardinals beat us. Like, man, they're like 3-10, and we're like 9-2 or whatever. And yeah, they come in and beat us. Like the Cardinals always bring their A game against the Hawks. It's just what happens. What's up, Christian Holes? I see you out there. Good to see you. And Mixon, Jones, and Cook, man, that's flipping. That's a flipping. I'm wishing you all the best luck with that because Mixon, I don't think he's gonna be back till next week.
Speaking of Mixon, like we were talking about before the stream started, what got us talking about terrible trades is someone offered me Bernard as a trade for Robinson. In my league, Robinson is a top 5 running back. He's top 5 in points. Gio Bernard is taking over for Mixon while he's hurt. Mixon's supposed to come back after their bye. So this guy who knows that I've won this league 2 years in a row thinks that I'm going to trade Robinson to win one game with Bernard, and then he has to do his bye week, and then Joe Mixon comes back. What? What is this? Like I told DJ, I didn't know if he knows it's me because I change my name every year in this league, so maybe he didn't know it was me, but he should know, like, who's making that trade?
An idiot. Like I told you, you changed your name, so he didn't realize it was you. He thinks he's dealing with some rookie. And if some rookie that didn't know what they were doing just went on there and they saw that Robinson just had a bad game and Mixon just crushed it, crushed it, then, Gio, that might be a good pick to pick up Gio Bernard. But those who actually know anything about football, and know the situation you just explained are like, are you kidding me, dude? I mean, do you think I'm a crackhead or what? Like, that's crazy. That's just insane. Jake Cruz says, settle down with all that Drake talk. He's weak on running backs, and he needs him to do good this week. So quit putting that out in the universe. And speak of the devil, the man who we did that trade with, who I didn't take the trade, is right here in the chat. Made one. Look at, brother. Hope you're doing well down there in Florida. Still talking about that punishment. It's only my second loss. That's my third loss of the year now. And yeah, it was ugly. And yeah, like you just heard my man say, that was BS. You got to put all that shit through. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm still gonna end up in the Super Bowl. So,
dude, I'd be flipping over the metaphorical table. Like,
it's like, that is some bullshit. But hey, it is what it is, and we just keep it moving. But yeah, he's yeah, believe me, and I never clicked like don't accept. I just kind of let it go on that Rodgers Mike Evans trade, and then I think he saw what happened. He pulled that shit quick. But I just think in the end he wanted to trade me Aaron Rodgers for Mike Evans, which is just a flippant quick let's do it. But I have Tannehill. I love his schedule. Tannehill is not getting the credit he deserves. He's balling out of control. Yeah, when he plays against some hard defenses that are great against quarterbacks, he only puts up 25 points. Dude, that's a great game for half the people out there. So if he's putting up 25 points on his bad games and putting up over 40 burgers on his good ones, why would I just give that up? And I know Evans has been hurt, and at first I was freaking out. I'm like, are these quarterbacks just hating? Like, they just hate my receivers. They're like allergic to them. But then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, dude, Brady is putting it right in the bucket for all these receivers, and then every time it's to Evans, it's like 20 yards over his head or 50 feet over to the left or on like uncatchable balls. I'm like, how is he throwing it just right in the breadbasket to everybody else and not doing anything for my man? And then I'm like, it's because he's hurt. He doesn't want him catching the ball. He's only throwing to him because he has to, but he's just like, it's like a throwaway. He's just putting in an area, so it's not intentional grounding. I don't think he wants Evans to catch that ball because he doesn't want him to get tackled and hurt because they need him for the long game. They need him in the run. I think Mike Evans has been 100% a decoy. It's been working. And if they keep him healthy and don't get him hurt for the long run here on the back end going into the playoffs, it's going to work out in their favor, and he'll be healthy and ready to go. What do you think about that?
Hey.
And maybe not.
Hey, you know, the more you were talking about it, like, I kind of like what you're saying. Tannehill has already had his bye. You don't need necessarily Rodgers. How many points are you going to lose on Evans compared to what you're going to gain on Rodgers? Because you're right. Like, Tannehill is undervalued. Like, yeah, I mean, like, Henry gets a lot of credit, and that's the thing. Like, Henry gets the credit. But think about when A.J. Brown's out there, how can A.J. Brown, Jonnu Smith, and Derrick Henry all ball out without, Tannehill ball?
Tannehill makes it happen. You got to have the quarterback.
So I'm with you. Oh, 100%.
And you need Derrick Henry. You need a great running back to make you a great pass receiver because they have to respect the run first, and that opens up and gives those receivers that extra step that they need. And like you're saying, I don't think I was going to get the extra points coming down the back end when I really need it. I'm already got a winning spot. I was already in second place in the league, so I'm already where I need to be. And I'm going to need those players coming down the long run, coming into fantasy playoff time. So I was already looking, way in the future. So like I said, on paper, I look like the biggest moron ever. But I think in the long run, I think it's going to help me actually get to where I need to be in fantasy. So, yeah, method or madness, I don't know. I could be a complete moron or I could be a fantasy genius. Probably moron, but hey, we'll do what we do. Just picked up McKinnon with Wilson out. I'm hoping for some touches, man. I got to tell you, I think I might have went with Hasty over McKinnon. I think Hasty looks good. What little bit they've given him, he runs hard and he runs with like authority. So I think Hasty might be the man this week. But I wish you luck, brother. What do you think about that? You think it's McKinnon this week for San Fran?
Yeah, I think it's probably McKinnon another week. If Hasty, does good, does better. But I still think they like to, even if they think that Hasty's the better guy, they like to use up their old running back. Right? Think about something like Austin Eckler, right? Like Eckler last season. He took over and he balled out of control. Right? But when what's-his-name came back, god dang, brain fart. When whatever his name is, Jesus Christ. When he came back, they gave him the ball more. Even though Eckler had more yards per touch, like Eckler was clearly the better running back in this situation. But come the end of the year, he didn't get those touches because they were just trying to run out the clock with the other guy. I feel like that happens a lot. God dang. He's like one of the best running backs in the league. Why can I not think of his name?
I'm trying to say, what team are you talking about for the Charger? I don't know.
Yeah, for the Chargers.
Kelly was the other one that came out and ran for him, but you're talking about the starter?
I'm talking about last year. God dang. I'm going to lose my mind. Hold on. I'm terrible with names.
What team are you talking about?
The Chargers, man.
Oh, you are talking about Chargers. All right. I was trying to okay.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. My whole point was they like to lean on the guy that they already know, like has more of a reputation, right? Even if they're going to get rid of him.
Next man up.
So my point was McKinnon. I think McKinnon's probably the guy, but that's just me.
It could be, and that makes sense. He's the one, but I don't know. Why didn't McKinnon run last week? He was healthy. Why wasn't he in last week? As soon as Mostert went out, you would have thought it would have been McKinnon last week, and it just wasn't. So, why would that change for this week, I guess, is my thing. But never know. Uh-oh, did we lose Andy? Did Snafu have a snafu? I'm sure we'll get that figured out and come back. What do we got going on here in the chat? I'm going up against the only undefeated guy in my league this week. Ooh, yeah, that's a good chance. That's a reason to be worried. But, hey, I got faith in you. You'll take them out. Just need those running backs to produce. Kellis Talks, what's good? Welcome. How much fab for Jay Williams in a must-win for me this week? Wow. Man, I got to be honest with you.
That's me.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is my man Andy.
What?
We're on time. 1-6, man. Good luck.
No, it all depends on your running back situation. That's key because he's valuable. He's out there. If he's out there, there's value there. So there's not a lot of depth at running back, at least in most of my leagues. People have all the running backs. I'm kind of dumb, and I picked up a lot of guys predicting injuries. But I picked up the wrong backups. But man, yeah, if he's definitely, I want to say like 30% of what you have left is probably safe. If you really want him, like that's the big thing in my league. Like in my league, you kind of have to go for it. Because people will pay it out of control for people they really want. But 30% of it remaining.
I don't really know anything. I don't really know much about fab or how that really works. But you really need to look at your team. I mean, is there no way where else you can go where you can spend less money on that and spend more?
No.
Spend more on a couple of receivers? That doesn't work that way.
Don't listen to DJ on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that at all, but I'm just thinking fantasy football wise. I don't think Jamal will. I mean, we got Adams back. That's where Rodgers is going to go 90% of the time. So yeah, they're going to use Williams, but if he doesn't produce in the carries that he gets, I mean, isn't there another receiver that might Could you get two receivers for the same price that you would put on Adams or whatever, or a flex receiver? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's if they're flex, right? Since it's so scarce in the running back, Williams is probably going to be you're starting him, right? Like that's the situation at running back. Is the value is so much higher than that. Like I wouldn't pay that much for a receiver, right? If a receiver goes down, there's too many on the So you got Edmonds, who I like. Chubb's out, right? Gibson. But Gibson doesn't always perform. He's been doing good, but
dude, Gibson. Whoa, let's settle down. Gibson's been on the uptick, and he's been doing nothing but better and better each week. And for a little receiver,
he had a
star running back. So I'm all in on Gibson.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents there, but
I'm high on Edmonds. So you got running backs like Henderson's out. Henderson's been getting carries, like all the carries there, right? Cook hasn't been getting shit. I mean, not Cook. Akers hasn't been getting shit.
Malcolm Brown, though.
Yeah, Brown is like the second dude, but it's, Henderson's been really getting the carries, right? He looks like the better running back.
Henderson is so boom or bust, though. I mean, is he going to have his 20-point game or his 9-point game? I mean, that's a big difference for a must-win, man. But on the flip side, they are playing a Miami team who's got a lot of turmoil going on, and I mean, it is a good chance. I mean, I'm kind of feeling some.
You feeling what?
Man, I mean, if he ran that hard against the Bears, the only reason he had a 9-point game against last week was because he ran against the Bears. The Bears don't give up much. So, I mean, this week against Miami, I mean, I think Henderson's due to have his 20-point game. So I don't know how fab works, but I would be very happy all day just playing Gibson and Henderson and loving my chances.
Yeah, but there's also because you will have Chubb back. Like I said, Drake has been getting a little over 2 yards a carry, and I don't like that.
I don't like Drake.
But he gets, goal line carries, so there's that. So he has the potential to score. well, not really goal line, but, red zone touches where Edmonds' big problem, he has to get a touchdown from beyond the red zone because he's not getting the touches in the red zone. It's either Murray or Drake.
He is getting there, though. I mean, that guy is dipping and darting. I'm loving some Gibson, dude. He's come out of nowhere, dude. That guy on a team that is just dog, he's actually doing his thing out there. Like him and Terry, I don't know how, but him and Terry are producing week in and week out. I mean, that's how they beat the Cowboys. I mean, dude, those guys are just getting it done, and their defense is better than people are giving them credit for. It's just they have to get that quarterback situation figured out. And, dude, I love the fact you got Ayuk. I love me some Ayuk this week. I think Ayuk's going to ball out of control. And
just how they use him. That's the big thing. If you watch the games, like if you watch San Fran play, how they use Ayuk, it would make you have a lot of faith in them. Even if you don't always see the points in fantasy, they're like finding crazy ways to get him the ball all the time. Like he does jet sweeps, like all kinds of craziness. So they want him to get the ball in his hands. So I like that. Lamb, I like Lamb, but he's in a bad situation now.
Terrible situation. I don't like Lamb at all this week. We don't know what's going to be happening down there. I don't like Lamb at all this week.
And then Hollywood, you got your boom or bust in Hollywood.
Yeah, and he started Moore, which talk about boom or bust. My God, that guy is frightening. What the hell is going on with DJ Moore? I mean, are you kidding me? See, I don't like Lamb. I love Ayuk. Hollywood could have a game this week. They're playing a tough defense, but that's kind of the time that Hollywood likes to ball out and go Hollywood. So actually, I like Hollywood this week. Yeah, if you were talking to me, I would have told you to start Ayuk and Hollywood this week if we had went a little bit earlier. I just don't like Moore. He's too bust. Yeah, I had a big game last week, but doesn't just mean he was the first shitty one this week in the way he's been running.
I like Moore. If I have him, I play him, but he has some bad games sometimes. Here's another thing, like in Fab, that you can think about. Look at the running backs everybody else has, right? And if you can beat them out on, like, because you think about how you think about Fab, where you're like, I want to pay as little as I need to get it, but I need to outbid everybody else. So people are going to think that way. If you can get him, Williams, over a person that has like almost no running backs and then trade, like there's always that potential. Like that's real big in my league with quarterbacks. Where if a quarterback goes down, dude, the quarterback's getting scooped up for like $50, which is like half of your team's Fab money in like the whole season, right? And then you just trade him away, which I'm kind of bummed out about. I didn't do with the red rifle. I could have outbid my brother-in-law and then traded him for Dalvin Cook, but I didn't, and I wish I would have at this point. But that's neither here nor there. It's fun to think about it that way.
It is fun. So end all be all, how much does he spend for J. Will?
I would probably do if I needed him or if there was a good trade. Like if I saw that I could outbid somebody that really needs him, I would do $1 more than their max and then try to trade them for like a wide receiver that I like that they have has a level of consistency. Or if you really want him, probably 30% of what you have left is what you're gonna want to you're willing to go. But if you think he's just gonna start,
I don't know how it works, but he says he hasn't used any Fab yet. So does that mean he has more, or can he use more, go bigger?
Yeah. So 30% would be $30 for him, right? Because if he hasn't used any, he has his $100, or if you have $260, right? And you'll probably get him, and then you can trade. It's better if you haven't bought anybody yet. That's great. You can pretty much pick up anybody you want.
And he's already saying if this Fab thing doesn't work out, he also gives up his best player to the opponent's worst guy in my league. So, I mean, it's the worst guy in your league, but still, it's like you don't want to give up your best player, especially when you already have, basically Gibson and Henderson, who I think can get it done for you this week. Because, like I said, I don't know how big J. Will goes off. Not with Devonte Adams back and healthy. You already know Rodgers is just going to be slinging it all over the field. I mean, what does J. Will even get?
Yeah, but it's not like they've been in years past. Like, it's a different offense. He does sling it, and he gets a shit ton of points, but they can run it too. They can run it too.
Adams, though. I mean, that's with old boy Rodgers. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you want him or if you want to trade, put up a trade, it has that value there. So.
Absolutely. We got my man Jake Cruz wants to talk about some Miami. What's going on in that? What do you think about how they treated my man last week, and how do you feel about our boy Tua?
For me, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh man, that kind of bums me out. Like, one, it sets Tua up in a bad situation. Like
when he was in the perfect situation.
Yeah.
From 0-0 like that. Like,
because they drop, they benched Fitzpatrick too early. Let him have his bad game. But I think the way they're looking at it is like, hey, we could actually win our division, or we could do something here. I don't know what Miami's thinking. How many games out from Buffalo are they? New England's playing like shit. They're like, hey, we could make the playoffs. We can't afford a Fitzpatrick game. Like, we can't afford one of those. So I understand maybe the thought, but at least give him the opportunity to lose his job,
Well, I don't think it was about that. I mean, I think they knew coming in. I mean, they knew the situation, and I think it was going to play out like that no matter what. It's just the way with the COVID and the way they switched around the schedules, it ended up being a couple weeks earlier, and I think that's why nobody was talked to, and that's what happened kind of. I think basically they weren't supposed to have their bye week until I think week 9 or 10, and I think that was always the plan. Bring in Fitzpatrick, let Tua get comfortable, make sure he's healthy, learn the system, just kind of ease him in, and then on the bye week we're going to start it. Well, no matter what happens, I think on the bye week they're going to flip it, give Tua the 2 weeks to get ready and put him in. It's just that the bye week went from week 10 to week 7. And that just rushed everything 3 weeks earlier than it was supposed to be. So everything they had set up got kind of thrown out, and some things slipped through the cracks. But still, I mean, something as major as letting your quarterback, you don't let your quarterback know that he just lost his job through Twitter. You sit the man down, you have a professional conversation. You're like, you knew this was coming. The way shit happened, it happened a little bit earlier. You just had a great game. We appreciate everything you did for us, but now's the time. But that didn't happen.
But is it? Why do you have a setup plan like that and you don't
pick them in the first round? And this is your future. Nobody plans on doing anything this year.
What about Rodgers, right? Why can't you have the perfect Aaron Rodgers situation where you can sit him behind a veteran? I think so many freaking first round quarterbacks don't work out because they have to go in and start right away, and they can't hang with that.
Shell shock,
right?
That's by fire, yeah.
Yeah, and it probably would be better to have a veteran quarterback sit over top of them and teach them for a little while.
Especially one as smart as Fitzy.
Yeah, so you have like the smartest dude in the NFL teaching your young quarterback.
And you're letting his hip get healthier by the week.
Yep. So I'd say, why wouldn't you tell Fitzpatrick, hey, we're going to bench you after the bye? If that's what your plan was all along, why don't you tell him that plan? He's been a perennial backup until freaking recently.
Yeah, absolutely. And he knew going in. And that's the thing that crushed. Like when he was saying, on all those interviews, he's like, I really felt like this was my team. For once, since the first time since Buffalo, I actually felt like this was my team. Man, hearing stuff like that for all he's done, I mean, that just crushed me, dude. It's like, Miami, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, that is just ruthless. Like, what are you doing? I mean, and there's no thoughts or qualms. I mean, Tua is our future. That's why we picked him 5th in the first round. And you want to get him in there and you want to make sure that this is your guy, or are you going to have to make some different plans? Maybe he gets in, his body can't handle it. Maybe he's just not ready for the NFL. Maybe we need to do something. Because don't forget, I mean, Miami had it set up that we had 11 first and second round draft picks this year and next year. So we need to get Tua in, get him kind of battlefield tested, and make sure he's going to be our guy for the future. Or we need to go pick up another number 1. So I mean,
yeah, but then why
the whole year?
That doesn't make sense. If that's your mindset going into it, why do you pick a hurt quarterback to start with?
Well, they picked him up because they thought he wasn't that hurt and he'd be able to come back and be fine. I mean, what if the injury has nothing to do with it? What if it just, can you handle the NFL? A lot of quarterbacks shine and just can't cope in the NFL. I mean, you got to make sure you can.
What I'm saying is, if you're going to make such a rash decision, like if that's your mind frame, there's no reason for you to pick an injured player, right? Because the consideration has to be, they might not be good to go by then. Like they might not be in top shape. So I get it. They can adjust, but I just don't get it.
Whether they're hurt or not, I kind of think it's a perfect situation. You let them come in, sit the bench for half the year, learn the system, learn the program, and then you bring him in and see if he can make it. I kind of think it's the perfect situation, and we're not there in practice. I mean, he may have been balling out of control lately, and he may just flat out look better than Fitzpatrick. Now, Fitzpatrick is winning, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if this is your guy for the future, he's already doing better in practice, and you need to get him some game time experience. Now might be the time. I just don't like the way that Fitzpatrick found out about it. I'm not mad about him being benched. I just don't like the fact that he found out about it on Twitter. It's like, come on, man. It's like, show the man, put some respect on that man's name. That was ridiculous. He's balled out. He's done everything you asked for him and overperformed. And this is how he gets thanked. That was kind of ruthless. But yeah, it was a little bit rough. And Jake reminds us that 4 of Rams wins have been against the NFC least this year. So how are we feeling about the Rams and Dolphins this week?
I still think that the Rams are, especially with a young quarterback, I don't think he's going to be Herbert or nothing. So I don't think he's going to come out like that. But, he might be good in the long run. I think Ramsey is probably going to make it a nightmare for him.
Oh, you cannot dude, that head coach over there is a freaking genius when it comes to crap. You don't think they're going to be going out of their way to just scramble and confuse the hell out of Tua this week? It's going to be ugly, I think. They're going to try to get him. They're not going to show anything they've ever shown, nothing that he's tried to prepare for, and they're going to try to scramble this week. Could be ugly. Oh, sit right back and let me tell you, Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Hubert for Sanders. Oh, Helaire and Hubert for Sanders. No. Hubert is going to be like a top 3 quarterback probably for the rest of the year. And Sanders isn't even playing. He's hurt this week. Oh, you have Rodgers though. Oh, man, I might package Rodgers and something else then. God, that's tough. I mean, why do you even want that headache week in and week out? Who do you play, Rodgers or Hubert? Hubert. Let's get classy with it. Who would you play? Would you even want that headache week in and week out?
I would like having Herbert just because someone would really want him. That's the thing. How bad does this person really want Herbert?
Not very bad. I mean, if he's giving away Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Herbert Sanders, I'd almost give that trade an F. I'll never do that.
I wouldn't do it either. I
don't care if you have Rodgers or not.
Philly's got a game and a bye, right? They go. Sanders is hurt, then they go into a bye, I think. So that's 2 games you're missing. I think they're thinking that you're going to be worried about what's his name going to. God, I'm terrible today.
Yeah, Yeah, Philly's got a bye next week.
Yeah, so
yeah, do not do
you're
that
missing
trade.
2 weeks. I'm not doing it.
Which you'd have to miss 2 weeks anyway because he's hurt and then he could still be hurt. So I mean, and who knows how healthy he comes back after the 3rd week. I mean, he should be all right, but we don't. I mean, man, that's rough. I mean, it was only questionable. I'm sure he'll be back in week 3, but you're just giving up too much. And Urban, you can get better. Dude, Hubert or Rodgers, you could package either one of them, feel totally comfortable with who you have. Dude, I think Hubert is going to be top 5 rest of the year. Dude, that guy is balling out of mind and getting better and better every game. So, no, that's an F. Don't do that. You can get so much more. Package one of those quarterbacks and get a star, like a true star. Dude, the week's going, you could get an Ezekiel Elliot. I don't know if I'd want him right now, but you could basically get Zeke for that right now because as bad as he's doing, I'm sure his owners are ready to dump him.
I'm not changing. I wouldn't panic about Hilaire.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no reason to get. They got one extra running back. Basically, it was Hilaire doing everything in the run game, right? So, they got Bell now to help out in the run game, but don't panic over that. Like, so then now you go from 1 running back to 2 running backs system, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like that trade at all. Plus, doesn't Herbert make you feel old? Like, Herbert makes me feel old as shit. Like, he's got, the pimply kid face. I'm like, God dang, he's in the NFL. I was like,
running for touchdowns, throwing for touchdowns, balling out of control, not even knowing how big the spot is he's in because he just don't care. Kellis, I did not realize Gibson was on a beat bye this week.
Oh, you got to pay attention to that shit, DJ.
Yeah, no shit. I was not looking. I did not do it. Yeah, 32 games. It's a little tough. I did. Gibson on a bye. That sucks. I mean, I guess you go with Andy and spend a little bit more on J. Will so you actually have a tangible running back since you said you need the win. And the fact that you haven't spent any fab, you should be fine spending a little bit more. I might even spend 35% just to make sure somebody else doesn't spend 30 and beat me out. I mean, or is there a way to go +1 on anybody else to make sure no matter what? Because somebody else could hit +1 and then just go all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see what everybody else is spending, can you? Is that
But
private?
you can go through okay, so this is a good season to do this if you haven't done fab before, where you can go through and look at what everybody's bid for the backup to an injured running back. So you see what everybody's willing to pay for that. And people that missed out are going to do the same thing you're doing, and they're going to try to pay up to what the person that won it did. So let's say whoever got hurt. The week that Dalvin Cook got hurt, what did Madison go for, right? So you look at that kind of stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if you look, you can see what people are willing to pay, and if you haven't spent any fab, you can go a bit above that.
Yeah, so if you see that they spent 30% on Madison, go pay 32% or 33% and get the next and get J. Will and make sure you get him. Especially since you haven't spent anything yet, you are the man who's supposed to end up with it. So, woman, sorry, but you're the person who's supposed to catch up with it or get him. So yeah, and that sucks. I did not realize Gibson was on a bye because I thought that was just an open and shut case. But yeah, if you do, it sounds like you do need it since you need a guaranteed win. But I don't love it. But then again, last time it wasn't so big so maybe this is the week that he actually just literally balls out of control and does it. This could be his week. Let's think positive. Put that out in the universe for you. J. Will's going to go nuts. You're going to get him, and you're going to win this week. That's just the way it is. Most worried about Tua's health. That's just it. But you got to find out. Like I said, we got 11 first and second round draft picks. You got to find out if he's going to be our man or not. If not, we got to spend another one of those first rounders and get somebody good because there's not that many out this year. And especially with the season and the COVIDs and the way things are going, it's going to be even tougher to figure out. So we need to get that nailed down. I think Tua is going to be the one for the future. He's probably been balling out in practice, and he's going to come out and just crush. He's probably going to come out, throw a quick interception, get mad at himself, and then just ball out of control for the rest of the game. Let's get it. A veteran with heart, yeah. Man, Fitzy was the man, no doubt about it. Wow, I was way back on that. T Higgins, what's up? Welcome, Tristan. T Higgins, Deontay Johnson, or Hollywood Brown, PPR format. Deontay's good to go.
I like Higgins in this. Higgins, if you watch, man, Burrow likes throwing to Higgins. That is a matchup that all the Cincinnati people are talking about too, which, kind of pains me because they have, receivers there. But,
well, I'm talking about all Cincinnati receivers to tighten that up. All Cincinnati receivers are going to ball out this week, but continue.
They're playing against Tennessee. I don't know that they're all going to ball out, but they'll do all right. But he likes Higgins. I think Higgins is his favorite target. And you just watch the games and watch how much he looks to him. That's the thing. It's PPR. So I think he's going to get more grabs. That's why I pick him. But I know DJ likes Deontay Johnson. So
Deontay's good. I'm not big on Hollywood Brown that big, except for I do believe this could be a week he balls out. I'm usually never big on Hollywood Brown, but he could go good this week. But, T. Higgins, I'm all in T. Higgins. Like I was just saying, I am all in on all Cincinnati receivers this week. So, I'm definitely T. Higgins on that one. Oh, we started Tua with a weaker defense. Yeah, it is bad, but, sometimes you just got to get in there and make it happen. And the fact that he had the bye week gives him 2 weeks to prepare. I mean, that's just best case scenario as far as getting him ready. So, had to go with it. Snafu, Higgins all day. This is your way headed. Yeah, let's catch up here. Herbert is honestly who I wanted. Yep, Herbert is going to ball out of control for the rest of the year and going to be a top 5 quarterback, I believe. Absolutely, maybe top 3. The guy's amazing. Hey, Splishy, welcome. Splish Shy. I like it. I might keep Herbert for late season. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Herbert is going to ball out of control this year. Listen to the chat. They know. We're going to do a midseason league. That's up to Andy. Is he going to be able to get that done in time? I've been hearing about it week to week, but we have been busy. So, that's
I'll set that up. I'll set it up tomorrow.
Maybe for next week. Yeah, try to have it ready for next week. And we'll talk about that and see what day we'll try to get on and do that and get that going.
Jake, just send me a message in Hangouts and what we want the league to be. So, like what kind of points, or do you want it like a week to week, like DraftKings style, or what do you want? Or we can put your opinion in there, and then I'll just, do whatever I feel like with y'all's suggestions. I don't know. Like, okay, so about this question, I was just messing around. Like, I was not going to listen to y'all, but whatever y'all want, I'm down. But about this question, my worry with like Rigor, it was his thumb that was injured. So, him coming back, I'm sure he can catch balls. Obviously, he wouldn't be coming back. But I don't know if he'll be a wide receiver 1 this week.
My answer would be no. I think Fulger and Ward are both going to be ahead of him. I mean, they're bringing him back. They're going to test him, and he could get a breakout 50-yarder. But other than something magical like that happen, love that name, Kush T, though. Welcome. But, I just don't think Rager's going to be a number 1. But you
know how they like to get people in when they come back.
Oh, yeah, they're fresh.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he could have a big game, but I always worry. Like, I worry about quarterbacks' plant foot injuries, shoulder injuries, and then with running backs, if they have a knee or high ankle injury, and receivers, high ankle or hands. Like, I always get worried about hand or wrist injuries. So,
and like running back with foot injuries with like midfoot sprained feet.
Yeah,
dude, Chris Carson. I mean, when you pick him up, he's probably going to get injured. But man, that just killed me. But now they're sitting there talking about maybe playing him. I'm like, dude, if he has a midfoot sprain, that's like everything you need to push off and cut and run. If they play him this week, he gets hurt. I hate even saying that, but dude, if they play him this week, he's hurt. He'll end up getting hurt for the season and be out for the season. He'll get an even worse injury. I'm like, dude, just let that man sit 1 week. I need him too much for the playoffs. Don't play him this week. That kills me. But on a brighter note, Jake Cruz, you need Higgins to have a good week. I think you can feel good about that. Good, solid. I think Higgins is definitely going to have a good week. You already think so. You already said so, hey, Andy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Titans fan, but I think the secondary can get exposed sometimes. So, but I like Higgins. I think, Burrow likes throwing to Higgins. So that's the thing. You can tell he likes throwing to Higgins.
Burrow's another one who's been a little bit hit boom or bust, but I mean he's actually not been getting the credit he should, dude. For a rookie, that guy's killing it this year. He's crushing, I think. Throwing all over the place. He's had a couple slider games, but man, that he's doing his thing out there in Cincy. Sportswiz, welcome. My team is a 12-league salary league. AMD, 2 quarterback spots, 3 wide receivers, and 3 IR spots is insane. Yeah. Hubert, Goff, Kyrie, Keenan Allen, Lockett, A-Rob, Michael Thomas, Deontay, Antonio Brown, J-Rob, A. Gibson, and Eckler, Mozart. That's a great team.
Dude.
I'm all healthy at the same time.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? I have a lot of the similar players like Eckler, he's out, and they're saying he's coming back later rather than sooner. And oh man, that's rough. I hate my league's very similar to that. But that my favorite one is similar to that. But man, I don't like having a bunch of IR slots. I like people having to drop people. I say one IR.
I say none. In my league, I've never had one.
Yeah, but you're okay. People that are new, DJ runs a league. They don't even do PPR. Like he is running the oldest, most. Dude, they're scoring like 60 points in his league. If they're winning by like quarter points and stuff.
No, we don't do quarter. We do half points, but you gotta.
They don't even go that fancy. They just break ties by the bench.
Yeah, you don't even. Yeah, you can't have one guy just sit there and catch just 15 1-yard dump offs and win the game like you had this all-star squad. That drives me nuts. But enough people clamoring this next year since I had this year off. I mean, it took them forever for me to put a flex in. I didn't even do a flex for a minute, and I was like, all right, I finally gave that up. But yeah, I'll probably do PPR next year. But yeah, it's just, man, keep it low. I don't like, dude, I just put up over 200 points like a couple weeks ago. That is.
And how good did it feel?
It felt terrible. There's no football world, universe, anything where you ever put up 200 points.
Yeah, wait till you get 300 and you're like, I'm a god at this.
Yeah. See, that's just not even football. So I don't know. I like to keep it right. But man, even receivers, if you can get I know you won last week on Lock It Alone. It's like, man, if you pick the right week and the right guys, I love that team. You just got to get them healthy. Unbelievable, though. That's some crazy shit going on. Also, Freeman, Gaskin, and Le'Veon and roster claim for – how do you have anybody left to put on rosters if everybody's got 3 IR spots? I mean, there can't be anybody in your waivers or in your
yeah, but they might have a smaller bench. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But, man, they'd have to, wouldn't they? I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah, it gets slim pickings out there.
That's pretty crazy. That is ridiculous. What's up, Shades? Good to see you. Owner dropped Mostert. Is he worth a stash? I mean, how deep's your bench and who do you have? Yeah, if you're going to make the playoffs and you can use them later on. Absolutely. Mostert must start.
Who are you dropping for him?
I'm assuming some kind of half-used flex player. I mean, if you're just picking them up to stash, or maybe you got 2 quarterbacks that's already had their buys and you know who you're going to roll with the rest of the year as long as they don't get hurt. Quarterbacks is definitely the easiest position to stream. I mean, if you need to, if you're stashing 2 quarterbacks, don't, and, do something that really might help you, something like that might help you for the playoffs. But if you're in a 2 quarterback league, obviously that's totally different.
Yeah.
I see over there shaking your head. You don't like that?
No. For me, in all of my leagues, you could never do that. But you couldn't stream quarterbacks. You would just lose every week. But that's, my way of playing. So I like those.
You have 2 quarterbacks or something?
Yeah, 2 quarterbacks. Well, super flex.
Yeah,
So you could put someone there.
So, yeah, if you're playing something like that, you can't. But if you're doing something that's actually football related, then yeah.
That's scarcity, man.
What kind of football games are starting 2 quarterbacks? But hey, yeah, that's the kind of shit I don't like.
Taysom Hill. They're running the Wildcats on my team. We're running Wildcats. Got running backs throwing ball.
Dude, what if somebody got smart and put up old boy on Cleveland as a quarterback one week because they just had nothing to do and ended up escaping out a touchdown? That would be cool. Landry, when he threw that touchdown, you're like, I got nothing else, and I put Landry in, and he ends up throwing a touchdown. Like, how kind of you feel like a fantasy god at that point? I think. But what do you think? Should he pick up Mostert? Is that worth it? I mean, we got to see who his team is, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, it's not a bad stash. Like, depends on if you're stashing someone else, you just make that value judgment. Like, I'm a gambler, right? So I like to do crazy things where I stash players for like half the season, just hoping that like the running back in front is getting hurt. I don't really hope that they get hurt. I just think that they're going to.
Which right? So,
yeah. So I stash stuff like that. And now I'm a gambler. But if you're more safe and you have a stat, you like one of your stash players is just somebody that was injured, then you just have to put a value on who you like more.
I'm a huge
man, yeah, just if you have an open spot, just add him. It ain't hurting nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I would. Because, yeah, I mean, I'm a huge proponent. And that's, one of the ways I've won leagues before is just knowing somebody's going to come back, knowing you're going to make the fantasy league, and knowing that running back is going to come back healthy right about then, the week before or right then. I mean, they won't even see you coming, and it doesn't matter what your waiver is. Now you got the stud for that week and because you were prepared for it. And that's the kind of stuff that helps you go deep, deep, deep in the fantasy league. Yeah, absolutely. I do that. Chris, welcome. I trade Diggs for Parker and Hasty for M. Thomas and Mixon. Please help. Wow, Mixon. He's going to be coming back. Thomas sounds like he's going to be coming back, and I don't care how many problems or issues he's having. When he plays, he's an all-star, the all-star. So, should I trade? Go ahead.
No, so it's Hasty for Mixon and Thomas, right?
Should I trade Devonte Parker and Hasty for Michael Thomas and Mixon? I say yeah.
I would not. My problem with Michael Thomas is that it's kind of weird that he had an ankle injury after being suspended for a game, and like it just kind of seems like they're finding excuses not to let him play, or he's finding excuses not to play because he's mad at the team.
Yeah,
especially after it came back. Like, did you hear about that? It was after the fight. He only got suspended not because of the fight, but because he disrespected the coaches in front of the team or something. So that's why he lost the game, or like he wasn't able to play. It wasn't because he got in a fight with the player.
Yeah, I thought
they had to.
A player, which I mean, yeah, you can't be punching teammates, but Seahawks, Seahawks are more. Our practices are more violent than games, dude. They get after it. That's why they're always so nasty. But yeah, I don't know. So I didn't think punching a player would do that. So yeah, it makes sense if he's out there yelling at coaches. But I mean, it's almost like a TO situation. He may be a prick and terrible and just be a cancer for your locker room, but when he's on the field, he does nothing but produce. It's just
but it could be an A/B situation.
Money and wins, right? It could hamper if they don't play him, but the New Orleans is in a place where they need to win. Like, they can't fuck around anymore, dude. Their season is on the brink, so they have to win. I think if they can play him, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they had to set an example, but I mean, it's to the point now. It sounds like he's coming back, and if that's all it was, and hey, we're grown men. I'm sorry I was heated. Sorry I did some things. We're sorry we did some things, and just keep it moving. Like, this is professional sports. We're not out here to make friends. We're out here to make money and wins.
Yeah, but you worry when he has an ankle injury after he hasn't been practicing, right? When did he hurt his ankle?
Well, wasn't his ankle first? Wasn't it a hamstring that he got? Or was it the hamstring that kept him out and then the ankle he just hurt?
hamstring, suspension, ankle, off the suspension.
After
Yeah. So he actually had a bye, I think, and then an ankle. Right. So that's my worry, is it's like an Antonio Brown situation. You're mad at the team. You say, my ankle's hurt, I can't play. Like that, to me is more what it seems like. And that would be my worry in that situation. I have Michael Thomas too. I paid $40 for him. Like, he's got 3 points on the season. Come on, buddy.
Oh, it's rough. It's rough. Diggs, I mean, he started out as an all-star, a superstar. He's had some up and down games, but I mean, Diggs is Diggs. I wouldn't worry about it. Devonte Parker, huge question mark with what's going to happen with Tua down there in Miami. And Hasty, we never even know if Hasty's going to play or not. So, I mean, like I said, I mean, you got question marks on both sides of that. And if I got question marks on both sides, I'm always going to lean on the side of all-stars. Mixon's a starter, and he's coming back, and Thomas is one of the greatest, if not the greatest receiver in the game. I'm taking that, hoping they get right by the playoffs and win a fantasy bowl. That's just how
Maybe. Hey, I hope so too, because I have Michael Thomas, but I've paid very close attention, and I'm like, what the hell? What is going on there? There's no way. So there's got to be like a team discrepancy.
Yeah,
like that's
probably is. There probably is. And like I said, there's always a team discrepancy when T.O. was on the field. But what did he do? He went out with broken ankles and scored 2 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah, but it could be A-B. It could be A-B for the Raiders, and then goes to New England, and then he's like out of the league. Like, it could be that. And
he could come back and be another all-star with Toddy again. I mean, just situational there. Yeah, like I said, I mean, dude, this is a pick 'em. This is a flip 'em and pick 'em. That's why he's asking. If it was easy, he wouldn't be up here asking us. But like I said, I'm always going to err on the side of all-stars. And you got questions on both sides. Yeah, Diggs is an all-star, but, he's had some off games too. Devonte Parker, we don't know what's going to happen, and you don't even know how much Hasty's going to play. So Mixon's guaranteed going to play a lot when he's healthy. And when Michael Thomas gets right, he could be the man that single-handedly brings you through your freaking playoffs and wins you a fantasy bowl. So, like I said, err on the side of all-stars and make that trade. I would. Andy wouldn't, though, so there we are, 50-50 as usual. Oh, it's what it is. That sucks, buddy. Good luck with that one. Sports Wiz, Shade 71 probably depends on records, but I would use IR spot because when healthy, he has running back one arch side. There you go. Listen to the chat. The chat knows. Poncio, what's your record? Who should I start at flex? We got CMC, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara. What? First of all, how'd you get all 3 of those? People just got scared when people got hurt and just gave you like your all-star squad? I'd be playing all 3 of those. Well,
the thing is, if you play, that's the beauty of an auction draft, man. If you really want a squad of running backs, you could get a squad of running backs.
My God. I mean, usually you want to kind of slow with a player coming back like that, but not when the players are CMC and Dalvin Cook. You play them, period. That's it. So it's like, how are you not playing 2 of those and flexing one? You know what I mean? How is Dalvin Cook and Kamara not your running backs with CMC your flex? I mean, I don't even understand that. Like, who are you playing over them is what I want to know. Maybe he'll be down here lower, but I'm like, God dang.
He's got Derrick Henry at number 1. So,
yeah, okay. I mean, I guess that's the only name you could put in there, but even then, it's like, God dang. Yeah, exactly, Sports Wiz, all 3. It's right there. Oh, who should I start at flex? Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, CMC. I'm just kidding. That's awesome. I was just kidding. Yeah, that's why I was like, dude, no way. All 4 of them.
You can do that. I'm telling you. That's the beauty of an auction. You will have terrible everything else.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're starting 3rd string freaking Jody Smiths and freaking, I mean, as a receiver. Like,
yeah, but this season would have been amazing for that. I wish I would have done that this season. If I would have got all the top running backs, dude, wide receivers in my league are a dime a dozen.
What are you talking about? You get your top running backs. You had, boy was hurting Green Bay. You got Cooks got hurt, and you got Saquon who's still out, and you got Christian McCaffrey. If you'd have picked all top running backs, you'd have no points and like no wins, probably.
Yeah, but I never, dude, call me racist, but I would not pick a white running back. Like,
CMC's been number one for years, dude.
I don't care.
Years.
I'm not doing it. It's a jinx on me, dude. Anytime, skill players, white skill players, I'm taking, slot receivers in New England. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm just kidding.
Sports was said, bro, you're in a one-team league. That's awesome. Exactly. You'd have to be to have all them players. It's ridiculous. Oh, 7-0. Of course it is if you got them players, but who are you playing against? A bunch of third graders who pick by the name? Oh, I like this name. I'll pick him. My girl does it whenever she's in the league. Some of those years where we need another player, she goes, oh, that's a cool. Oh, I like their jersey color. Oh, that's a cool name. That's literally how she picks her team. Unbelievable. Drop someone every bye week. Yeah, so they would have to get all them players. Then absolutely yes, because Hasty has 1 week value. Parker and Diggs aren't as good as Tom. Yeah, exactly. See, he's got on the same track as I was. So
I don't like it though. I'm telling you, there's something going on with Michael Thomas.
Oh, of course there is. Of course there is. But like I'm saying, I don't care. When he's on the field, he's a top 2 receiver no matter what. So I take my chances with Michael Thomas. Then I'm a little biased. He's like literally single-handedly took me through my fantasy bowl last year, but I love me some Michael Thomas. Oh, my shit just jumped on me. I see we got my man JD down in the chat. What's good, Dragon? It's been forever. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I can't remember. Did you say you were playing? It'll take me a second to get down there, but I think he said maybe he's not in a fantasy league this year. I also have so many injuries in all leagues, so I like IR spots. You know what? Yeah, that's the way it is, but I like people having to chance it. Like, no IR spots if you're either going to keep them or you're going to drop them and give somebody else a chance to pick them up and hold them. If they're not valuable enough for you to hold them until they get healthy, then maybe they will be to someone else. I mean, that's all part of being a fucking general manager in fantasy. Oh, and other people in that league are not good, and they dropped David Johnson and Mozart, but I already got Henry and Buffalo D. I have waiver claim from D. Johnson, and there are 15 roster spots, 3 IRs. Wow. Like I said, I hate 3 IR spots. Too many. I would have 0. I have an open roster spot. That's why he was able to do it. So, yeah, no problem. If you can, there's no reason not to take Mozart and stash him and have a star when it comes to fantasy league or playoff time. Shade 721. On roster spot and exit this and pick him up right now. No shit. Actually, just open up the screen. Don't exit this. Just open up the screen and pick him up right now. Laptops can do that these days. As Mozart went down twice this season, yeah, he's always going to get hurt. But when he plays, Mozart stands for must start. You just got to do it. He's too much of a star. She loves jungle. Hey, welcome. Yeah, he's always injured, but when he's healthy, he's a stud, and that's just the fact of it. That's the way it is, so you got to do it. I avoided most certain drafts. I just picked him up off waivers. See? I mean, it was just inevitable. We're going to end up with him on your team. It was in the dark. Hey, Cruz, I'm holding on to Thomas. He's testing my patience. What about it, Andy? Is he testing your patience? You ready to drop him?
I'm so mad. I will not drop him because then he'll play. And I don't even think, even though he's only scored 3 points on the season and he's been injured for most of it, I still can't drop him. I'm pretty sure he's locked.
He's on drop.
That drives me nuts. I should be able to drop him. Like, why can't I? I mean, I wouldn't, but I want to be able to. Yeah, screw this guy.
I think so that there can't be one more thing to help against collusion, maybe. Like, why would you ever drop your star player type thing? Or some of them are just suggestions. They're like, dude, you can't drop this guy, and if you actually wanted to and you go in there, it'll let you. It's just telling you really shouldn't. But
well, yeah. I mean, I know he's locked in mine because I was looking at it. I was like, why is my injured reserve person locked?
Rickety Candy, welcome back. Welcome back. Choose one full PPR of Jamal Williams, Gaskin, or Swift. Man, I love me some Swift. He has been on the uptick and balling out of control. Jamal Williams, our boy needs him to have a good game, but Rodgers is throw first always. And Gaskin, we don't know what the hell's going on in Miami, so I'm all Swift this week. What about you, Andy?
I'm going to take Jamal. I have like a rule. I usually don't play matchups as much as most people do, but I have a rule. If there is only one running back, I will play that running back no matter what. Like, they could be the worst running back in the league, but if they're the only real starter there, I'm taking them. So I'm going to take Williams in it.
You're all about J. Will, huh? Do you already have him, or do you have to go get him? I guess that's a question. But so you're taking J. Will. The first one I'm writing down. You're taking J. Will. And I'm taking Swifty. Yeah, Swift is just balling out of control lately. I love some Swift. Oh, let's see. Get back down here. I traded for Thomas, and I want him to play, but I'm 5-2 and 6 playoff spots, so I'm just waiting patiently because I got receivers. You're in the just golden situation right there. That's all you can ask for. Absolutely. This week, Jamal Williams, ROS Gaskin. ROS. What am I missing? What's ROS stand for? This week, Jamal Williams, ROS Gaskin. I don't know. You got me, Sports Wiz. That's one I haven't seen before. I don't know what ROS stands for. Like a wait and see or rest and see. Rest. Yeah, I don't know what that one is. Got me on that one, bud. Sports Wiz, what's ROS? Teach me something new. My man JD, Broncos, but they suck. Your Broncos are having a rough season. What's going on out there in Denver, Andy?
Dude, I don't know. Denver is trash. They're terrible.
Dude, they look bad in every way.
Yo, I was gonna wear my Broncos jersey. I was embarrassed by how bad they're doing. So, and to be fair, I only have a Broncos jersey because it's John Lynch, and he's my favorite player all time. So, I'm not like DJ and have every team. What jersey are you wearing today?
Only the greatest ever.
DJ.
Only the greatest ever to play the game. That's all.
Let me break this down for you. DJ, the Seattle Seahawks fan, is wearing a 49ers jersey.
No, the Seahawks, a Dolphins first fan, is paying homage to one of the top 3 greatest players to ever play the game. And Joe Montana always put some respect on that name.
You know who? Tim Tebow is one of the greatest college players to ever play. You know whose jersey I would never freaking wear? Tim Tebow's jersey. I would never do that because I hate Florida. I am a Florida State fan. Hey. You would not catch any kind of Gators crap in my house. My cousin's little nephew came over, my nephew came over. I kicked his ass out. So you're not coming in the house with that shit on.
Oh, yes. Let the man root for a team. Yes. What's going on with the dumpster fire out there in Boise? What's happening with the Jets, man? What is that? What is that? New York dumpster fire Jets. Are they just going after first rounder or what? They going after the first pick? What's happening out there?
Man, I would be. I'm telling. Everybody talks about tanking, and I always think that's kind of stupid in the NFL because you never really know. But, man, I've been watching Trevor Lawrence for a long time. Like, he was on Trent Dilfer's show, The Elite 11, and he was, like, embarrassing all the other quarterbacks out there. I think Dilfer said on the show, this guy could play. He's, like, senior in high school, I think, at the time. And he was like, you could drop him on an NFL team right now, and he would be a mediocre quarterback in the NFL as a high schooler. He's like, he could play right now in the NFL. So I like Trevor Lawrence, but I'm a Florida State fan. He's going to whoop the shit out of us in that 2 years.
So my point in all that is I like Florida State.
Yeah, well, I got to think because sometimes it brings me around. Like, that's smart to tank this year, but –
dude, they're literally having players play the game and then sent off in a car, trading them off to their next team, like right after they play the game. Like that literally just happened. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like you play the game and then get in a car and then get drove down to Tampa Bay for your next team. Like, what are they doing? What are they like? I mean, when I say dumpster fire, I mean that team is a dumpster fire, but that's what they get for hiring Adam in the first place.
True.
Hey, that guy's nobody. Adam Gates is nobody's answer, I promise you. Oh, the NFC least is the absolute worst, and they've been the worst. That's just it. It's not just people are acting like this is a new thing. They have been the NFC least for a minute now. They're a joke and have been, and it's terrible. And I think the NFC least is the reason why they added extra wildcard spots, for an extra playoff spot or a chance at the playoffs, because of teams like that. Like, why are you going to have this just shitter team that gets in, and then have like freaking San Fran and the Seahawks, who, I mean, granted we got our wild card, but we're sitting here balling out of control with better records than 3/4 of the leagues, but somebody's almost going to sit out because that's how they had it set up. So I'm really glad.
Yeah, you got like an 8-win team making the playoffs, and then you got 10-win teams.
You got like a 6-win team playing, and then 10-win team sitting out. Like, how is that right in any shape? I mean, yeah, you want to see the best in there, not just a crapper because he was in the right division. Oh, man, JD didn't make it this year. Hey, the first time in like 18 years I didn't put my league on, so I feel you because I just didn't want to deal with all the headaches that was going to happen that I knew was going to go down this year. Rickety Candy, I have all of them. I also have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What is your ROS outlook for Gaskin Swift?
I don't even know what
ROS rest of season.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with Gaskin. Swift has been looking better and better. Like, he didn't look great early, but well, then he was out. But Swift has been looking better. I wouldn't panic over Helaire. Like, obviously Bell is gonna steal some touches and stuff, but I think in a weird way, like, he doesn't have to play every down, so that's helpful for him. Like, he's been playing almost every down. I think he's been out there on like 80% of plays or something, some crazy number like that. So I think it's a little beneficial, but he is going to have some points stolen from him. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on all the players. I think Swift definitely gets better. Gaskin, he's probably gonna middle around like the same area that he has been, maybe 12 points a week until maybe he does something later in the season. I don't know.
Gaskin has the biggest question mark. We have no idea what's going to happen in Miami. We have no idea how Tua is going to perform. I mean, is Gaskin just going to be a bailout, and is Tua going to be running for his life and just dumping him off? I mean, we have no idea. Gaskin could have the biggest upside if Tua comes out and starts balling out, and he's hitting all his receivers, and now they have to start playing deep on Parker in a way that then maybe that opens things up. And Gaskin could have the biggest upside, but I think the safest thing, I mean, by the end of the rest of the season, Swift is going to be getting better and better. He's going to be playing more and more, whereas Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be playing less and less. Now, yeah, that's going to keep him fresh, but I mean, regardless, he's going to be getting half the touches because the other half are going to be going to Le'Veon Bell. So
I don't think Bell's going to be getting as many touches.
Maybe not that much, but he is going to. I mean, Lev Bell could start. He could start hyping all the inside the 5 red zone or goal line touches. I mean, might start giving Lev Bell all that, and he might get that, and you lose a lot of points. So, I just think Swift is on the biggest uptick and has your greatest upside of being the best. I like Swift in that situation. All 3 of them are good, but I like Swift as far as the most points for the rest of the season. If you're asking me. Oh, jumped again on me. Where we at? Lynch is a badass. God, I am behind. Oh, dude, Lynch is one of the greatest. Hated the 49ers since 84. Oh, believe, dude, way back when Joe Montana, when Marino came out, his first year as a rookie, and Marino and Montana went to the Super Bowl. That was amazing. Oh, man, Montana is a dumb man. Oh, start one PPR league. We got Dobbins. Oof. Actually, Dobbins could have a week. He's been rough, but he could have a week this week. I don't know if Gus is going to snake too many. I don't know. Almost like Edwards, but we got Dobbins, Hasty, Bernard.
I'm taking Bernard in that one.
Yeah, I think for one more week. I mean, is Mixon coming back this week at all? Like, is he already ruled out?
I think he's out this week. I'm pretty sure. That's what prompted that shitty trade I was talking about. Because I actually have Mixon in my league. So that probably contributed as well.
Yeah, he's out. foot has been ruled out for Sunday's game. So, yeah, so Mixon's already out. That's not even a thing. And, yeah, Dobbins, Hasty, and Bernard. I mean, Hasty, we don't know what's going to happen out there in San Fran, so that's way too big a risk, but he could come out and ball. So, yeah, I mean, it's basically got to be your boy Gio all day. I mean, Dobbins could have a game, but, man, I think they're playing the Steelers, right? I don't know if I'd want that.
It goes back to my rule. If there's basically only one running back there, you want to play that run.
Oh, yeah.
Bernard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Doesn't matter if they're the worst running back in the league. If they're the only one touching the ball, then they're getting all the touches. So I like Bernard for that reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the Steelers defense looking way too tough. I just don't like Dobbins for that. So yeah, I think that's pretty easy actually. I think that's Gio all day. Gio and very rarely are you ever going to hear me say it's Gio all day. But good God. Used to be the hardest division in football. Now it's we all did. Yeah, that was way back when it was the hardest. It's terrible. The NFC least is ridiculous. Was offered Zeke for Carson and Antonio Brown. Thoughts? Woof. That's a good one.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade that.
I almost, oh God, it makes me sick, but I almost would take that. Zeke has been terrible, so the only way you're going to get him, the only way you're ever going to get a Zeke is like this when he's been terrible. Nobody's ever given him up. So you have a chance to get him. Dallas is going to have to find a way to get right one way or another. There's nobody else. Nobody's going to touch the ball more. And, I mean, Carson, especially, I'm scared to death. If they play Carson this week, he gets hurt for the rest of the season. You can't have a mid-foot sprain and be a running back. You just can't. And the second he goes to push off, he's not going to run any less hard. So the second he goes, did you see him, dude? I think I'm pretty sure I saw when he heard it. I was looking at him like just shaking because he put down and he planted and he had like 5 guys on him and he took all 5 of them for an extra 3 yards. Like it looked like beast mode running out there. It was insane. So I guarantee that's when he hurt his foot. So I'm like, man, if he tries to run like that again with a midfoot sprain, he's going to break his foot and he's going to be out for the season. So I almost like it. Antonio Brown, we don't know what's going to go out there. But even if he does come in, I mean, dude, you got Rojo going. You got Mike Evans. You got Godwin.
Man.
Sooner or later.
Yeah, they got so many people out there. That's why I kind of like Evans a little bit. Is like, remember you thought that Jones, when they brought in, what's his name? I was like, damn, Ronald Jones has all the tools to be a great running back. And my brother-in-law like lives in Tampa area, and they go to all the games. And he was like real pissed about like why are they still giving Jones the ball? And I'm like, man, but look at him play. Like he has all the tools. He just has to like put them together consistently. And look what happened. Like Fournette came in that pushed him, and now Jones, like people that were worried and didn't pick up Jones because of Fournette, like dude, if you picked up Ronald Jones in like I don't even know what round fifth round, something like that, then you are doing great because he's been balling and you didn't waste your first pick on you got a first round pick on the 5th to 8th round, dude. Like,
yeah, you got Antonio Brown. I mean, like, you know, who do you cover if you got a shutdown cornerback? Who are you putting him on? Are you going to put him on Mike Evans or Antonio Brown? Or when Godwin's out there, I mean, they're going to have so many options. I think that's actually going to help Mike Evans' situation because so many people are going to have to key in on AB that Mike Evans is going to be open for a lot of that stuff. And Mike Evans is an all-star. People don't realize, I don't think, how hurt he is. Like he's literally just been out there for a decoy. So I don't know. I mean, Carson, he's an amazing running back, but he's hurt, and I think he gets more hurt before the end of the season. Not better, dude, he's my star running back. I hate saying that, but I just see it coming. And Antonio Brown is just too, we don't know what's going to happen down there in Tampa Bay. I take Zeke in that situation. I like it. Zeke's the only guy there. He's going to get the ball, and sooner or later they find a way to get right. I mean, I take that trade.
I don't like it. I don't like it because Dallas doesn't have the line that they used to have.
The line's terrible.
So,
he benefited a lot from that in past years, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just a trend like that he's not been doing good the past couple weeks, or like.
Oh, their freaking locker rooms in the pits. Like, they're a dumpster fire down there in the locker room too. And then, as soon as Dak went, dude, they were in a dumpster fire before Dak got hurt. And then Dak got hurt and all hopes went down the drain.
Yeah.
Now Dandy's hurt with a concussion. I mean, now you're on your – and that's why I really like Zeke, because you're on your third-string quarterback. There's going to be a ton of those. Just get it and dump it to Zeke out in the flat and let him go. A dump it to Zeke behind the line, left or right, and let him run. They're going to be pulling guards and, doing all sorts of crazy shit to get things going. And Zeke is one of those running backs who's a great receiving running back. So I the more I think about it, the more I love that trade. I would take Zeke. I mean, you're getting literally a number, top 3 guy basically in the draft, the only one still healthy and left, for a couple of second rounders, late first rounders.
Yeah.
I like it. I actually like that one. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen down there in Tampa Bay with Antonio Brown and Carson. I hate to say it, but he's going to be hurt before the end of the year. It's going to get worse, not better. If Tannehill, Golladay, and Higgins do well, I feel secure this week. Well, good luck to you, brother. I like it. Tannehill's going to ball out. Tannehill is going to dude, believe it. I was just saying it to put it in the universe last week, but we all knew, dude, he was up against a rough spot. So this week, I'm 100% like, I'm not even bullshitting. Tannehill's going to ball out of his mind this week.
I hope
he's going to ball out too, and Higgins is going to ball. So, yeah, dude, I like you. I feel good for you.
I need Tannehill to ball because – my other quarterback, Bridgewater, 15 points for me yesterday.
Yeah, he got rocked. Did you see that hit he took? I literally just watched the game right before this. I just watched it right before this, dude. His neck just got crinkled. Oh, that looked horrifying. Yeah, that was rough. Oh, Luis. Welcome, Lewis. Fix my flex. RBS, I have Connor, so do I. Jay Taylor, so do I. And Jacobs. Woo, get rid of him. No, I'm just kidding. Wide receivers. I played D Moore. Ouch. We got last night. Yep, he shit the bed. He was gonna. He had a good week last week. He's boomer bust. He shit the bed. I have T Hill. We probably have a good game. Mike Evans. I have Mike Evans in too, and I'm hoping to pray. Wow, we have a similar team, buddy. Jefferson, he's going to do good. Do I play Jacobs or Jefferson? Well, usually I'd say Jefferson in a second, dude, but now it's a little bit closer just this week. I do like the matchup, but I think that Carr is going to be throwing more than giving it. I think I'm with Andy. I think we got to go Jefferson, right? It's crazy how good team we have. And Taylor's going to ball out this week too, so and I need Connor to have a game. He's up against a tough matchup out there in Baltimore, but it's like you said, you don't play the matchup, you play the player, and Connor's a stud.
I like Jacobs, but I've been saying it for weeks. Like, Jefferson's the man. Like, I really like Justin Jefferson. Remember I was talking about his dance after he did it, when he scored that touchdown? If you watch any football game now, it doesn't matter. A high school football game, someone's going to score a touchdown, they're going to start.
telling you.
Oh, he started it. Absolutely. New kid on the block, trending. I love it. But, yeah, I mean, dude, you do have – I don't know. You got Jacobs playing the Brown, and they have a terrible secondary and a pretty decent defensive line. So, I mean, doesn't that say it all right there? Like, Carr's just going to be going up there throwing the ball all over the place, and – yeah, they have a pretty good shutdown line, so I don't know. I don't really like that. Yeah, I think usually it'd be an easy Jefferson. I don't know. The Browns are a little bit beat up. It's the only reason I even wavered for a second. But yeah, I think that's a pretty easy Jefferson. Pretty Jefferson. I'm writing that one down though.
I would normally say that it's pretty easy Jacobs, but I'm taking Jefferson.
Hey, Jacobs has been terrible this year.
Okay, but. So since we both agree I'm going to take Jacobs. Going to go against my man with the yellow gloves.
You're going to eat it.
Yeah, so I don't like when we can both win or both lose. Someone's got to win and someone's got to lose. Nobody likes a tie.
Exactly. I'm with you.
All right, but in reality,
let's let them know that, yeah, it should be Jefferson.
Yeah, but for argument's sake.
Oh, JD's got to bounce. Welcome. Glad to see you here, brother, and hope to talk to you soon. Just keep an eye out, Jake. And we got, thank God for the last 3 minutes. Moore was a head shaker all night. Yeah, DJ Moore. He's just been a head shaker all year, right? I mean, that guy, I don't know what's up. We got my man Robbie Anderson balling out of control, and he doesn't know what he wants to do.
Yo, I thought with Anderson there that Moore was going to be more like a Godwin situation. Nope.
Didn't work out. Welcome, Tristan Cassell. We got Tom Brady or Josh Allen, and should I trade Todd Gurley for Keenan Allen? I'll probably have to throw in Antonio Brown as well.
I'm not trading Gurley. Like, he's the only bright spot on that team.
And he scores touchdowns. Like, even when he has bad weeks, he scores touchdowns. I mean, he just scored again. Let me see. Or maybe it's not touchdown. Maybe it's just he's touching. He has something where he's like second. What did I just hear? He's like second running back in the league. And I mean, it's either for touches or touchdowns or something insane that I was like, what? He's been doing that quiet.
I always like when players after a few years in the league go home. They always perform well. If they get picked by a hometown team out of the draft, it doesn't always work out as well. But if they go home later, like, I always like how they perform.
Yeah, he's got 8 touchdowns this year. I mean, he's scoring. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's scoring in every single game, man. I mean, he hasn't had the hugest games, but he's been solid. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he's had 1 or 2 off games, but he's up there. I mean, 15, 19, 25, 22. It's not – I mean, what do you want? Especially the way running backs are getting hurt this year. So Tom Brady or Josh Allen, who are you going?
I'm going to go Brady just for consistency's sake. Like, man, Brady's been putting up some crazy numbers. But, yeah, I'm going Brady.
Tampa Bay playing the New York Giants is hard to just do anything but that. I mean, you got Josh Allen playing the Patriots, who have looked awful, but their defense is still kind of holding it down. And Tom Brady playing the New York Giants, it's just tough not to go with. Tom Brady's been looking amazing. He looks better and better every game. So I'm going Tom Brady all day with that. And should he trade Todd Gurley for Keenan Allen? No. And especially you're going to throw in Antonio Brown, who could come in and just ball out of control for you? Absolutely not, Tristan. Nay. Hope that helped out. M9X Vanda, welcome. Should I start Hubert or Josh Allen?
I like Herbert. I like the teenage kid. Like,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna make a remark about him looking so like a 13-year-old again.
You're always gonna go pimply face, dude. Pimply face, a broken Denver team all day. Hubert, he's gonna be top 3 to 5 for the rest of the season. That's Hubert all day. And look, before we even got there, my man Jake Cruz already let him know that's all day. Hubert. Lewis,
why do you keep saying it like that? I don't even know who you're talking about. I can barely read.
We're putting some class on it. We're classing them up a little bit.
Gotcha.
I'm going Jefferson. Alexander will be in Thielen all day. Jacobs been boom or bust. It's tough. There you go. See, he answered it before we even got to it. Love it. Tristan, I just feel like Gurley's schedule is busy so far, which is why he's doing well. I don't think so. I think it's because they haven't had any choices because those receivers can't stay healthy, and he's the one who had to pick it up, and he did. He's absolutely the man. Minnesota will need to air it out to keep up with Rodgers. God dang right. Jefferson all day. Hubert or Josh Allen? We already said it. That's Hubert. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you probably asked again because we were so far back. Boston Scott or Jamal Williams is a flex. I'll let Andy take this one first.
I'm telling you, Jamal Williams, because he's the only guy. That's my rule. So if that one ever pops up and there's the only guy, you got to go with them.
Unfortunately, we're going to be agreeing on this one because I don't even think that's close. I mean, it might be close, but
Well,
Watson,
then take the other.
I know
Oh,
he could catch one and run. He could catch one and bust one for 40. That's the only thing. What's that?
there you go. Now you got to go with Scott. So,
Man, Carson Wentz, I can't. God. You know what? Just because you did it on the last one, obviously we're telling our man to go with J. Will, but now just because you said that, I'm going Scott. Just to be
there
different.
you go.
You pulled one, I'll pull one. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Oh, we got M9X Vanda. Josh Allen hasn't showed up very weak last few weeks. I reckon I'm going to start Uber. Yeah, Uber all day. Absolutely. Yep, ahead of us. Way ahead of us. Oh, man, speaking of last week, dude, I'm telling you, we had some picks that went down. I went down and Jake Murray for 46.70 over Drake, so of course was right there. I said Russ over that was our picks. We'll go for that. I did a tandem. We'll do that again this week. I said everybody who's left in the chat, we're doing a tandem pick. You have pick one quarterback and then obviously a running back or a receiver. What tandem duo do you think is going to be the best? What dynamic duo can you pick? And we're going to see who has the most picks from here to the end of the year. So Andy's going to have a little bit of a list back because he didn't have it. He wasn't able to be here last week, but we'll just start it from this week.
That's all right.
But
I'm going to beat you that bad that I can take a week off. And
there you go. We'll see what's up. Have that excuse if it doesn't happen. But last week, my man Jake put down he had Murray and Drake who combined for 51.8, which was amazing. Freaking Murray. I said Russ and DK for 44.1, which is amazing, and show one. You guys just went out of control. Then my man Chris Poncho really balled out. He said Murray and D-Hop and came out with 71, and he was our winner of the week. We had Chamoa, who said Stafford and Galladay. He had 41.20. And then Peter Griffin, Henry, and Tannehill for the 41.7. So Chris Poncho was our last week dynamic duo tandem winner of the week. So congratulations, Chris, and you got a head start on all of us. So everybody else, go ahead and start picking your tandems and put them in there, and we'll get them in there. One quarterback and one other player. So if you want it to be a tight end, a running back, receiver, whatever, any tandem you want. So we'll get that in. Oh, last week I just shit the bed. I went 7-6, which, I mean, it kept me on a winning side, but man, that's the worst. After going freaking basically like 13-1 2 weeks in a row, I'm doing terrible. But I picked the Cowboys. They lost. I picked the Bills. They won. I picked Carolina for the loss. I picked Green Bay for the win. I picked Cincinnati for the loss. Atlanta for the loss. Pittsburgh for the win was a good one. The Chargers for the win. Tampa Bay for the win. The Pats, oh my God, for the loss. The Seahawks for the despicable loss. Oh my God. How many chances can you get? Oh, I think Russell was like half concussed by the end of that game. Did you see that game? Arizona, Seattle? Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Best game of the year by far. Oh, it was amazing, but it was gross for all the Seattle fans. LA Rams for the win and Kansas City for the win for 7-6. Just ouch. My man Andy turned it around this week, and he did it just the opposite. Dallas for the loss, Bills for the win, Carolina for the loss, Green Bay for the win, Cleveland for the win, Detroit for the win, Pittsburgh for the win, Chargers for the win, Tampa Bay for the win. Pats for just a gross loss, but then Zona for the win, disgusting. Rams for the win, and KC for the win. So only pulled 3 losses. He flipped it finally. He finally had all those wins and only 3 losses instead of 3 rights and all those wins.
Yeah. Oh, man. To be fair, like, if you weren't here for the beginning, I said since I wasn't here on the last stream, I had to message him my picks. And the only reason I picked Cleveland over Cincinnati is because I didn't know how to spell Cincinnati. So that is why I got that game right, because I'm an idiot in real life. So
oh man,
I tried like autocorrect too, like 3 times. I could not get it to start Cincinnati. I was like, whatever, picking Cleveland.
Oh man, if I'd have just went Russ and Lockett, I'd have had it all sewed up. I just went with the wrong one. That's so 50-50 on which one of them was going to have the game, and just got it switched and bitched. It's terrible. Oh, Jake Cruz is going Tannehill and Raymond. Really?
Dude, that's bold.
That is bold.
I like it.
Raymond. I'm going to keep it the same. That's from my man Jay Cruz.
Who you going with?
I'm going with Russ. Nah, I'm going to go with Rodgers and Adams.
That's a good one.
Rodgers and Adams. I just switched it up the last second. I was going to take the same one as last week and go DK and Russ again, but I'll switch it up and I'll go Russ and Adams. Who are you going to take?
Let's go. Just because I was talking about it this week, or like earlier, I'm gonna go Burrow and Higgins. I really want to go, Lockett, but I want to go Wilson and Lockett, but I can't do it. That feels like
they did it last week. They never do it back-to-back weeks.
Oh man, Lockett always does it. I feel like he's scoring points out the yin yang every week.
Nah, only because you just saw it happen, dude. He went like dry 2 weeks, but then he's balling out for that. But when you start the game with like a 40-yard one-arm bring in, that it's going to be your game and you're about to ball out.
Okay, hold on. I want to change my thing. I got to hedge my bet, so I figured out the perfect way to hedge my bet. I want to go Cousins and Jefferson.
Oh, there he is.
So I hedged my bet from earlier.
Cousins and Jefferson. Yeah, we went on a different week, so we're not going to have the same people in it this week. That's another thing. It's like who shows up every week and every weekend, so that's going to help get points too. So definitely have a little to the champion at the end of that. That'll be fun. I like that. And then we got to get our picks in real quick. Let me get that up. All right, Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers.
I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Let me get you that. Andy. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I just looked at the first thing. I didn't even say it. Andy, DJ. Yeah, I'm trying to do 3 things at once. That's funny. All right, let's get it going. Pittsburgh or Baltimore?
Baltimore.
Nice, because you already know I'm going Pittsburgh.
I know. That's why I did it.
I got too many players. I got Pittsburgh's D. I got my man Connors. It's like, we got to do it. I do it. Let's go Rams, Dolphins.
The Rams.
Dude, this is making me sick. I don't know if I can pick my Fins this time. It's going to be rough. Dolphins for the win, god dang it. Am I a fan or not?
Yeah. The hell. Have some faith in your team.
Have some faith. Tua's going to come in and ball out of control, dude. They're going to get right, and they're going to have – that's gross. But they're going to do it. Let's do it. We got the Jets and Kansas City. I think for once we are going to be on the same page.
Yeah, let's go Kansas City with that one.
Yeah.
Dude, I would be so depressed if they lose. I don't even want to go into it. I have Mahomes.
Mahomes is not very Mahomey like this year.
Dude, because they're scoring too many points everywhere else. They score like 2 touchdowns when he's not in the game. Special teams touchdown, defensive touchdown. I'm like, stop scoring damn touchdowns. Let Mahomes do it.
That's amazing. A win's a win when in the NFL. Oh, what about the Vikings-Packers? God, we're going against each other in both ways. Nice.
Well, since I'm going Cousins and Jefferson, naturally I'm going to pick the Packers.
You actually got me to write that down, Dick. That's awesome. Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, no, A-Rod's on revenge, too. He's not losing nothing. Oh, we got the Raiders against the Browns.
I'm going to take the Raiders.
Really?
Well, yeah, because the Browns did it for me last week, so I can't – they're not going to do it for me too much.
Well, you weren't even going to pick the Browns last week. You just couldn't spell the other team.
Yeah, but that still counts.
The Colts or the Lions?
I feel like since the Lions had that game, since they weren't the team that blew the game, like it was the other team that did it, they're going to be
going hot from here out, so I'm going to take the Lions.
You going Lions?
Yeah. They finally figured out how to not be the team that blows it in the end.
I don't know about that. Well, I got Jay Taylor to the Colts ball out, so we're going Colts.
Nice.
The Titans or the Bengals?
You know I always go against my team, so I'm picking the Bengals.
There you go. Good. No, I'm picking Titans. I need my boy to ball out. Man, I'll tell you what. I almost got a choice. Like, obviously I'm going with my man in San Fran, the Giggles, the Kittle with the Giggles. But I got Sanu, and I think Sanu's going to have a game this week. I think Sanu's about to ball out. I almost want to start him over Kitty, but I can't do it. I just can't do it.
That'd be a madman move. That would just be craziness.
And, dude, I bet it happens, too. Watch Sanu outscore him. And, that would be the sickest call ever. Patriots or the Bills?
I don't feel like – even though I think the Bills are probably the better team, I think I'm going to choose the Patriots.
I think Josh Allen has a get-right game. I'm going the Bills as much as it disgusts me to say. But I hate both teams, so it's not that hard.
The Bills have the best fans, though.
Oh, no, they don't. They're terrible.
Yeah, they're freaking crazy. I love them.
The Chargers or the Broncos?
Chargers.
Of course, it's the Chargers. Broncos are terrible. Okay. It'd be cool, though. Man, I mean, I called it. I knew Lindsey was going to come out and ball out of control, even as hard as he was. Like, if he'd have scored a touchdown, he'd have been all in. But now he's concussed again, so it's like, God dang it, man. If he gets healthy, it's like I keep rooting for you, but you're just having a hard go this year. Oh, man. Then we got the Saints or the Bears.
I would say that the Bears are like the worst good team.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick with that. So I'm going to go Saints. I feel like the Bears deserve to be like a 2-win team.
Yeah, they are. They've really creeped out some really lucky ones. But, I mean, hey, a win's a win in the NFL, right?
Right.
But, yeah, it has been pretty gross. But if I want to change mine. If Michael Thomas plays, I want to change mine. I think he might. That's just crazy. But we'll go with the Bears.
I think he's already out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think the Bears. I'm just going to go with the Bears. I think they're going to do it and make it come back. Oh, we got San Fran or the Hawks.
I'm gonna go the Seahawks. They're coming off a loss.
Really?
They're not gonna lose 2 in a row.
I like the way you think. I'm going to go with that too. I like it. And then we
shit. Pro tip: George R. R. Martin's teams always lose.
Oh, there must be an Ion in the chat.
Yeah.
He always brings Ion or Peter Griffin always going to come with the love. Oh, yep. Jay Cruz says the Bears win ugly, but they do win. Oh, Grimm's teams don't always lose. Well, yeah, they always do lose in the end. One way or the other, even when they win, they lose. Oh, what's up, Ian? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you can make it in. And the last but not least, actually, we got 2 more. We got Cowboys or the Eagles?
The Eagles.
Eagles, Eagles? Oh, man, I almost want to pick the Cowboys just because, but, I can't. They're terrible as well. And last and maybe least, Tampa Bay and the Giants.
Even though Brady has shown that he cannot beat the Giants, I think he's going to get over that hump.
Yeah. That was on the Giants. He just couldn't beat Eli. That's all that was. Oh, so there it is. We get those picks in. So, yeah, it's crazy stuff. Did you have any who was your number one waiver wire pick this week?
I didn't even go in waivers. My team's so good. I just am unlucky in a lot of situations. Like, my team is amazing. It's just everybody scores like 4,000 points on me.
Yeah, that's rough. I hate when that happens. And
if Michael Thomas would start, my team would be way better.
because he's got 3 points. 3 damn points on the season. Michael Thomas.
In the NFL.
Yeah, how's that happen?
Gross.
Oh,
yeah, that's gross. That's gross. And I just lost my best. Chris Carson just went down, and they're talking about playing him, and I'm actually hoping they don't. Because, like I said, if they play him, he's hurt for the rest of the year. Just let him heal. Let him stay out his 2 to 3 weeks. Let that thing heal up and bring him back for the playoffs. But we shall see. We shall see. Well, that's going to do it for us. We've been on just under 2 hours. Got to get some stuff going on and help get my lady off to work. But want to thank everybody that stopped by and everybody that watches later. Man, it's been a crazy year, and it's been a rough with these injuries, man. Let's do a hope and a prayer and hope everybody at least stays healthy this week, because it has been a rough one, man. Oh, my God. Any last thing out the door, Andy?
Nope. I don't have nothing to say.
Everybody who had the chance to have that first waiver wire and picked up Ayuk, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because I think he's going to ball out this week. Good luck to everybody in their games, and we will see you again next week. Be easy.